Hey there, YouTubers, viewers, subscribers, and non-subscribers. RoseRed17 here, and welcome to my channel. This is a review video of Rave Master, Volume 8, Chapters 57 to 64. Now, we start with Haru and Gale running up the stairs until the pieces of the ceiling start falling down on them and the two of them got separated. Gale tries to bust through the wall, but Haru told him to go after King. But Gale refuses because after 15 years, he refuses to walk out in the sun again. But Haru told him that everything will be alright, and he will find his way out of there and they will see each other again. Gale has left and Haru tries to find a way to get out. But the walls around him are changing and then a trap door opened underneath him causing him to fall through the floor and ends up facing the 5 house guardians. They have a little meaningless and pointless conversation before their brawl, as Haru is flying against all the guardians at once except for one, a lizard man who goes by the name Let, who saved Haru from the spear that was thrown at him and challenges Haru in a one-on-one duel. Meanwhile, Gale made his way to King, and we learned some details about the two as they are heirs to the throne of their empires. Gale Glory is the heir to the Syphonia Empire, and Gale King, or should I say Gale Raregrove, is the heir to the Shadow Being Empire. It turns out that 50 years ago, the two kingdoms were at war with each other, and it seems like Glory's kingdom has won. So if Gale was the heir to the Syphonia Empire, wouldn't that make Haru the prince? Honestly, I really don't remember this part of the anime, or maybe I'm just overthinking it. Anyways, King has created the ultimate Shadow Stone known as End of Earth. Meanwhile, Haru is dealing with Let as they started their brawl. But one of the guardians got impatient, interrupted their fight, and paralyzed Haru by stepping on his shadow, and they all decide to tackle him at once. But then they get blasted away by Ellie's turbo blasters as she and the others showed up. Haru explained to them that there are 2 Gales, and Remy wants to know where Haru's father is and learned that he's up in the tower going after Gale King. Haru is willing to go after him but has no luck since the 5 guardians are in his way. One of them is explaining about the ultimate Shadow Stone known as the End of Earth is being created as they claimed. Remy starts to put the pieces together and mentions overdrive, which is another word for a storm of destruction. Haru and the others refused to let that happen and they all charged in at once. But then one of the guardians casts a spell on them and sent each one of them to a different area. Okay, I know how this is going to go. Everyone is going to go into a different location. Each person or group will be fighting each enemy. I'm pretty sure I saw this coming from a mile away. The first battle we will witness is Musica and Saloseto versus this guy. Yeah, I don't know these guys' names, except for the one who's facing Haru. But right now, it's the battle with these 3. The fight goes on for a while and they defeat him very quickly. Usually, a fight would take longer than that, but I think I'm just jumping to conclusions too early on. I know the guy could be coming back anytime soon. Anyways, Musica figures out that Lady Remy isn't the real guardian and that she doesn't have the Rave of Combat. From what he learned from the bear, all the guardians of the Rave are in animal form. And here's the cherry on top. Remy wasn't the one who created the force field. It was Clea this whole time, and the Rave is located somewhere else. That was the big secret as mentioned earlier, and another thing is that all 3 of them are all siblings. But then someone else overheard their conversation, and it turns out to be the captain of the Guardians, who now just learned that the Rave is somewhere else. He also told him where Remy is and left her and Ellie in the hands of his comrade, and dropped off the injured comrade from their group, who turned out to be the big guy from when Haru and the others first arrived at the place. This angered Saloseto, but Musica told him to find Remy and Ellie while he was taking care of the captain. Saloseto said that he can't handle him alone, but Musica insisted. He lets him handle it and goes after Remy and Ellie, leaving Musica to deal with the captain. Speaking of Remy, we see her getting choked as Ellie stood there watching and unable to move because her shadow is being stepped on, as it is the power of the enemy's Shadow Stone. Remy was saying her words about how she lied to everyone about the Rave Stone, but her brother came in time to save her. He came to her aid and Remy spilled out brother, surprising Ellie, and the place that they are at now is the place that they were born from, which is why Hal and Salosetto knew where to find them. Salosetto ends up fighting the foe, and Ellie and Griff came up with an idea, and their plan was to distract the enemy and then throw Plu at him. I'm guessing they're going to use his nose to break the Shadow Stone, which they succeeded thanks to Salosetto's help, and Ellie blasted him away. Now the two Guardians are down for the count. It is up to Haru and Mizuka to deal with the rest. And speaking of Haru, we will see the next fight between him and Let. As the battle keeps going on, Haru's sword managed to get broken. Or at least, that's what it looks like, as it turns out that the sword didn't break at all. In fact, it split into two swords, revealing the fifth form known as Blue Crimson, which Haru used to defeat Let, as some stranger was watching the battle from in the shadows. Haru fell to his knees until the guy watching his fight from the shadows approached him. Haru seems to recognize this guy as a copycat from before. Wait, I don't remember this guy. Boy, I really need to pay attention more. Anyways, Haru is not in a condition to fight and has no time to deal with this guy. So he tries to take him out quickly but has no luck as Haru was hit by his own attack. Let started to give Haru some advice about clearing his mind to help him defeat his opponent. You know, I have to say, Let is kind of an interesting character, and he's easily the bad turning good type. Anyways, after giving his advice, Haru is back on his feet. The two of them discuss about the captain going up against Mizuka, and Haru is having confidence in Mizuka's fighting ability and knows he can win. Are you sure about that, Haru? Because in the next page, he looks like he got his ass kicked. Now, of course, I too have confidence in Mizuka, and I know he's going to win eventually. It's a tough fight, so we'll see what happens. Mizuka figures out the captain's ability of invisibility, which is the power of his Shadow Stone. But Mizuka finds a smart way to take him down by using his silver to claw out his weapon, then have it wrapped around his body and then crush him. See, I told you he would eventually win. Now that the captain was defeated, the illusion starts to fade away as Ellie and the other managed to find Mizuka beat up on the ground, and Haru defeated the last of the Guardians. Ellie called out to him about Mizuka. Haru is of course upset, but he knows that Mizuka is going to be fine, but he still needs medical attention along with the others. So Haru told the others to go back to the town within the barrier, while he goes to the top floor where King and his father are located. But Ellie is fearing that Haru may not return, but he reassures her that everything's going to be okay and reminded her about the promise that he made her about finding her memories. Ellie was happy that he remembered the promise, and now she and the others are off leaving Haru behind to deal with King alongside with Blue. Meanwhile, Ellie and the others made it outside and run into a very special guest. This special guest turned out to be Celia of the Four Knights of the Blue Sky, and her sudden appearance is to give the Rave a comeback to the Rave Master and relieve Remy and her siblings of their duty. She also noticed Ellie and reminded her of Raisha, as she heard about the rumors of a girl born from a science lab to recreate Aetherion. Despite her suspicions, Celia entrusted Ellie the Rave to give to Haru, as she felt it was the right thing to do before passing on. But not before she said her final goodbye to her children, as her spirit moved on into the afterlife while witnessing Haru and Plu before vanishing. Now Ellie will keep the promise to Celia and deliver the raid to Haru as the clock is ticking for the Enclave. Gale is fighting against King, and right before Gale is finished, Haru came to save the day. Now it's 2 against 1, but King has a surprise for them as the power he possesses is the same ability as Haru's sword. Both Haru and Gale fight off King, but he proves to be too powerful. But then, suddenly Gale starts to fall ill, and Haru discovers a shocking secret about his father. The ends of the Earth's Shadow Stone is inside Gale's body, and if King kills him, he will have the possession of that stone. But what is truly shocking is King's real goal, and that is to kill Gale Glory. So all that destruction, causing a war, just to lure out Gale. But why why does he want to kill Glory? Well, we'll have to find out in the next volume because of this cliffhanger, the truth behind the death of Haru's mother. Well then everyone, thank you so much for watching, and if you are new here, you can subscribe to this channel, and you can also hit that notification button for more updates on my newest videos. And don't forget, you can check me out on Twitter, TikTok, and Discord, and I'll see you all in the next video. RoseRed17 out.